Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Emodia and I'm here to talk to you about how I started my first business after Nysc. And I believe this will actually be a blessing to someone and will encourage someone on how to start up. Kindly please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate if you do that. Okay, let me just get started. It all started back then in service year. I had a friend in family house then by name Bidemi. She had his aunts in the city because where I was posted was in the rural area. So once in a while she goes there to visit her aunt, and whenever she's coming back after the visit, she comes home with these delicious, yummy peanuts. And I loved it, I loved it. So I made up my mind that before I pass out, the day to maybe a day or a week to our passing out, I was going to follow her down to her aunt's house to learn how to do the business, which I did. And I just learned it just for the fun of it, so I can make it to eat it because it was really lovely. But what do you have? After service here, returning back. Okay, I had a job I was doing before service here. I was really hoping I was going to go back to it after service here. So I didn't have any plans on maybe business. I didn't have, because I was really confident that the job was waiting for me. But, you know, God always has a better plan. But to my surprise, when I got back, I met my boss and he was like, sorry, there's really no space now since I'm now a graduate, as in they can't pay me for graduate, only if I was going to work as OND, he will pay me for that. And I thought of it, I was like, I've already passed this level, man, so I don't want this ish. So what do you have? I just sat down. I left the office that day and I was in one of the stores in the office, still within the office vicinity. I was just thinking, I was like, what do I do now, as in going to scout for a job, or what else do I do? Right there, I just thought of the peanut that I learned, because back there when I learned it, I actually did a draft calculation of what it was going to cost me for startup. So the pastor, by name Pastor Victoria in Jos, she gave me the list, as in how the cost of everything, how much I needed to start up for the peanut, the first peanut I wanted to do. So I took that list, I was looking at it, I was like, immediately, as I was leaving the office, I went straight to the market. I didn't even bother to know if every other equipment that I needed to use for it was available. I just wanted to start because I didn't want to waste a time staying at home. I don't want that experience at all. So I went straight to the market, bought everything that I needed to buy for the peanut. Okay, luckily we had some equipment that I can make use of at home. So it was just the material for the peanut that I got. After that, I made the first peanut. My sis had a sticker she used for a previous business, so that was the first one I placed on it, and that was how I started the business. I made the peanut, packaged it. You know, since it was just starting, it wasn't looking all that flashy, it wasn't fine, it was just there, but it was okay. Then I started. I was like, God, you know my heart. I really want to succeed in this life and I want to make money. Let this business prosper. As in, I prayed, I was like, God, I'm handing this business over to you, because I know I'll use it to promote the kingdom, and for starting a business I will have more time for myself and for God, especially for God, because you know how working can actually be very time consuming. You hardly have time to serve God. You might not even be able to be in a service unit because you can't meet up with some rehearsals, some meetings and all. But that was actually part of the reason I wanted to start up a business, the fact that I will have time for myself and time for God especially, actually. So that was how I started. Then now come how to market the peanuts. Where do I sell it? Because it wasn't looking too presentable, I didn't want to start taking it to supermarkets and all. So my first point of sale was schools. I thought of going to schools to sell the peanuts, which I did. At times I will go, some say, there's somebody selling the peanuts, we don't need it or not. I said, okay, thank you. But I didn't give up, I continued. I went to several schools Some accepted, some didn't accept. Ah, the peanut is expensive, it's 100 naira. You know, these children, they don't give them much. Some of them is even only 100 naira they give them. Do you expect them to use it and buy? Okay, I hear. So I'll just move, go to the next school. There was a day I even went to a school. I spoke to the security man if I can just be putting it outside and be selling. And before I continue, let me tell you something. In this life, if you want to make money, you have to put shame behind you. As in, you don't have to be ashamed. Pride, throw it away. Because you are making the money for yourself. The people you are being proud of, the people or you are ashamed of, they will not give you the money. I beg, you have to help yourself. So you just have to put the shame behind you and face it and make this money. Humble yourself. Yeah, quite all right. I was a graduate, but I didn't like that movement, man. I went inside the school, spoke to the principal about what I wanted to do, permission to use this wooden table and a chair outside the school. So when parents come to pick up their words, they can patronize me. So I will stay there under the sun because I didn't have shade. There was nothing covering me. I'll just stay there selling. Hello, buy your peanuts, 100 naira peanut, buy for your child. At times I might make only one sale. Yeah, this is to tell you that it's not as if it's going to be bloomy, it's not going to be rosy. There are times when you will sit and think, is this really what I want to do with my life? But you just have to forge ahead and keep hoping that one day that breakthrough will happen. One day it will happen, it will click just like that. So at times I will stay, I won't be able to sell anything, I will pack my things, I will go back. The next day, before I will get to the school where I was, as I always stay for break for them to, when they are coming to pick their words, I'll go to other schools, maybe at the cafeterias. I'll drop with them, I'll say, please just help me sell. At times I'll even give them without them paying me. I'll say, anytime you finish selling, I'll come for the money. I was not in a hurry. Just sell this thing anytime, because we're trying to grow the business. You have to be patient when it comes to growing business, actually, as in is a whole lot of patience, trust me. So I'll give them, please help me sell. When you are through, just call me, I'll come and pick the money. You don't need to, as in, I gave that liberty just because I wanted to see the business grow, and I know the business had potential. The peanut was actually nice, as in really tasty. So some of them I will give them and all. So there's this woman, I went to her previously. One of the days I was going to school, stopped over at her supermarket. So I introduced it to her. She was like, they don't like peanuts. Some people don't buy it. That there was somebody that was bringing for her. The person had to stop because it was not really moving. I told her that this one will move, that is really nice. I gave her a piece to taste. Then I dropped a sachet. I had two packages. I packed in sachets and also in a bottle. So I dropped with her. I told her that, let me just leave this one, that if this one's finished, she can call me. That was where the breakthrough started. I got to the school. Okay, sorry, before then, after I gave her, there was a school close to her that I also went to. I told the woman that, okay, let me drop, that I'm going, that anytime, let me give her a frame of a week. That if by 1 week she doesn't sell, that I'll come and take it back, but she'll please help me. I really pleaded with her that she just help patronize me, that the students will like it, that she should just help me put it on the show glass, that they will like it. That was where the breakthrough started. That was the end of me sitting outside of that other school to sell. Because as I was just getting to the school that day, the time that I dropped with the woman, she called me. I was like, auntie, where you there? That peanut, they don't rush am, the student don't finish am. They see they ask for more. You don't go far, make you bring more for me. Hey, as in there, I was like, it has happened. No, is this how breakthrough used to happen? Hey, immediately I packed the table. That was how I closed shop. I closed for the day. I just went, carried the remaining one and gave her. That was how the business opened up. By then, actually, I now had a better package. It was now looking more presentable, so I could now take it to supermarket. So I now started. That was how I actually stopped the sitting outside and selling. Life is in phases. and progress is constant once you are patient. So that was how it all started. I now started going to supermarkets to market it, and I now started getting orders. At times in a week, I would do like 2 to 3 productions. As in, I'm talking about at times 10 module, 11 module, 12 modules. That was how the business kept growing and growing. And mind you, this business was not even on social media. I didn't want to put it there because already I could not meet up as with the demand that I was getting. As in, from it, I just wanted to continue so it can be something I can handle. And another thing, there's something I find out about Nigeria businesses. Once they start, it's always very good, tasteful and all, but along the line you find out that they start reducing the ingredient, the quality of the ingredient they use in making that particular product, and it's not good. I didn't really like that. I made up my mind that the same standard I started with was what I was going to maintain all through my business. So even when, okay, I know some people, when I started, I went to some shops, they were packaging for 15 naira, but when I did my cost estimates, I won't be making much profit if I package for 15 naira, because mine was actually very rich. So I didn't want to. Maybe somebody was even suggesting, hey, why not reduce the things you use for a particular one so it can be 15 naira. But in my mind, I was like, my business will be my business, and my customers, I'll have my customers at my own price also. So I didn't do that. It was still 100 naira. So some shops that sell 15 naira, fine, I still go to supply them. Mine is 100 naira. Some other are selling theirs 15 naira, and that was fine. And mine was actually moving because some people have actually conquered price.